The Speedy Roulette perk inside of Black Ops 6 Zombies has to be one of the most essential perks that you have to run around with, but also the augments themselves change it up and improve it in many different ways that I want to go over in today's video. Two things before we fully get into the video. As always, thank you so much for subscribing. We just hit 47,000 subscribers and I cannot believe we have made it this far. We're on the goal of hitting 50,000 subscribers and you're making that possible every single day. So if you want to see more augment videos or just Black Ops 6 Zombies overall, then definitely consider subscribing. And also, if you want to know how to unlock these augments fast, how I'm personally doing it, as the time that I'm making this video, it is double XP weekend, so your XP rates are increased, but overall you just need to earn XP. So simply hop into a game and go up to at least like round 21, 26 or 31. 31, your XP drop rate will definitely go down super low, so consider exfilling around 21 or 26 and just go for camos or stuff like that on your weapon, or just overall use the weapons and you should be unlocking these relatively quickly. Now before we fully get into the actual augments, this video is actually not going to be a combination of like best combos to use, just because these are so bizarre in their own way. I wouldn't really say that you can combine them together. It's really just kind of like a preference choice. So our first major augment that we're going to be looking at is called Supercharged, and the description says field upgrades recharge a bit faster. So first of all, what I decided to do was check out how long does it take to recharge your field upgrade without using this augment, and from the conclusion that I came to, it's around 100 kills. It should be 100 kills on the dot with certain field upgrades, at least the ones that I tested out, which was Energy Mine and also Frenzied Guard. But when you actually equip this augment, it gets even more confusing. It definitely is a bit faster, but it doesn't seem to be exactly a certain amount of kills. I got like 84 one time, I got 82 another time, one time it was 92, but that's just because I feel like I used one of the actual ammo mods, which was Napalm Burst, and it might have killed extra zombies, which didn't count for the thing, but it counted as kills. It was honestly a bit messy, but I would say it's between 80 to 85 kills that you should be able to unlock your field upgrades faster. Now overall, this is definitely one of the better augments to put on to Speedy Roulette, just because field upgrades are such a big part of the game, from of course Frenzied Guard to Ether Shroud to even Healing Aura if you're playing with your friends and want to revive them just in case. This one is going to be huge to pair up with the actual field upgrades themselves, not any other like minor augments inside of the actual Speedy Roulette perk itself. But yeah, it's pretty good. I personally would recommend using this one. But the second augment that we're going to be looking at, which is Classic Formula, reload speed is even faster. This is actually something that I would maybe consider opting over Supercharged if you're not too concentrated on your field upgrades, because this is actually really fast the way it reloads your weapons. Now normally with Speedy Roulette, it does reload your weapon pretty quick, but honestly once you like do a comparison between the Classic Formula augment and just normal Speedy Roulette, not to even mention without Speedy Roulette, the reload difference is insane, and it feels like very similar to what at least Cold War Zombies used to have when you used to use Speedy Roulette and reload. The speed on it is amazing, and honestly if you're using weapons like an LMG for example, the reload on it is something that you should always consider equipping if you're planning to go for LMG camo kills or just LMGs overall. I would always opt to use Classic Formula over anything else inside of your major augments, because the reload speed is just perfection and it has to be my favorite one, even though Supercharged is up there. And if I'm gonna go for high rounds, I want to use like Ether Shroud for that, then I definitely would choose Supercharged, but I'm not entirely sure about the rest. And the last major augment that we have is called Phantom Reload, and it's basically what you might think, and the description even explains it better. Weapon magazines are slowly refilled over time, and it just does that. It refills your weapon magazine over time, and honestly I don't really ever notice this being a huge difference, because I just constantly spray my weapon. I'm a person who's constantly used to just pressing my square button on my PlayStation to reload my weapon. It's just like a force of habit, so I never get into an instance where I need to like reload the weapon on its own. It's something that personally I wouldn't really like using. It does also depend on the player and the style. Considering that the other major augments are so much better, I would just opt out using them. If Phantom Reload was something like a minor augment, then I think I would have used it more, but having to choose between those three, I would go for Supercharged or Classic Formula if I was you personally. And moving on to our minor augments, which of course are our last three. Speedy Roulette, the mystery box settles much faster. This is just like we have seen with previous perks in Black Ops 4 Zombies and also Cold War Zombies with Speedy Roulette itself. Honestly, I would kind of recommend for you to use this if you are planning to go into a game and try to maybe get a certain weapon out of the mystery box. It will be saving you a bunch of time, or if you're planning to use maybe Immolation Liquidation Gobblegum or just overall fire sales, this one is pretty good, and I think I would actually use this one by default because I don't know, personally I hop into a game and I'm like, let me go spin a mystery box. I would prefer having the mystery box go like sometimes faster than slower. So it's a pretty good minor augment. It doesn't make like a huge game breaking difference, but it's just really nice to have on the side. Our second minor augment and second last is called quick swap. Swap weapons faster. This one actually can come in handy in some very pretty sticky situations. Like for example, if you're trying to go for a high round on Liberty Falls itself, switching between the jet gun and other weapons can be really slow. So having quick swap can sometimes come in very handy, but also overall switching between weapons after, you know, testing between the two, I have noticed a big difference and it's definitely nice to have. So either choose between Speedy Roulette if you would like to maybe see an actual difference in the way you play, but as well, another thing that I feel like a lot of people will be running into right now, at least at launch, is you will be only using one weapon at a time. You do actually switch between your knife and your weapon pretty fast, so that is definitely nice. Sometimes equipping my baseball bat, which is a thing that I'm using because I'm trying to go for camos, can sometimes equip it a bit slower, but with this I felt like it was definitely way faster than without it. And our last minor augment, which is another one that's just kind of like interesting because I don't feel like it's super necessary. Minor augments overall on this perk is just kind of like what I meant. There's just no good pairing between the two because they really are their own standalone thing, and it's called the fast pitcher. Deploy equipment faster. Just like the other ones, it describes itself almost perfectly. You get to throw your tacticals, your lethals faster than you would without it. Is it insanely fast? I wouldn't really say insanely fast, or at least almost barely noticeable. So again, between the minor augments, Speedy Roulette if you just don't care about switching between your weapons faster, but overall I think quick swap would be the number one that I would recommend in the minor augments. Honestly, Speed Cola is kind of like a bizarre one because, as I said, it just has these augments that all are their own thing, whereas other perks and other ammo mods and other field upgrades, you can combine them between multiple different ones from major to minor, and this is just kind of like, oh yeah, choose this if you would like, or choose this if you would like. It's up to you at the end of the day. I am a really big fan of the classic formula or Supercharged on major augments. I do really enjoy having that, and I hope if they do ever add more augments in the future, fingers crossed they do add more, because I would love for them to add more to Speed Cola, something that is actually like fun to use or changes it up way more than just kind of like, oh yeah, your magazines are refilled slowly. I mean, cool, thank you, but I reload my weapon a lot. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, enough yapping as per usual. Thank you so much for watching. If you have watched this far into the video, you're genuinely amazing. Making these videos is some of the most fun that I have, and just seeing that people actually do like watching them is really cool. So if you want to see more content on Black Ops 6, again, zombies, and even multiplayer in the future, I haven't gotten around to that yet, definitely be sure to subscribe. We'll even be covering Warzone at one stage whenever that happens. Season 1 is just around the corner, so that even gets more crazy. And also, yeah, drop a like on the video, as it does really help out. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.